useful, but vital for performing the tasks I have chosen for you. You see, you are learning fast, my friend. I knew you would. Now, go and find some clothes to put. Good. It's time to move on, my friend. Go to the door and let us proceed with the next level. You are doing very well. Next task is to... Good. As you can see, things are moving fast. See? That wasn't so hard, was it? You are doing just fine, my friend. Now continue the next exercise. Very good. Very good. You are doing just fine. Now take the elevator and let's continue to the next lesson. You are an excellent pupil, my very best. Ah, piano wire, the choice of a real pro. Not bad. You will soon get the hang of this. Very good. The Pentagon Oyabun knife. Excellent. Not bad. You will soon get very good. It's time to move on, my friend. Proceed with the next item. You are an X. Good. A fine semi-automatic 9mm. Ah, a very fine. Good. Now for some target and reloading practice. Step over to the shooting range. Now let's try it out, shall we? And be wary of the recoil. Needless to say, this is not a toy. You are an excellent specimen. You're excellent. A very persuasive. Good. Now find your way through this city. Red is for bad guys. Picked a classic and long-time favorite for warring factions around the world. The R-93 Tactical covers a wide range of applications, owing to its outstanding accuracy over long distances. The fast, simple handling is in this case an indispensable safety and security factor.
thinking?
So this is Hong Kong. People talk of it as an interesting place, filled with mystery, laughs, and excitement, they say. Not really my scene.
Sorry, we're closed.
Okay.
Now, what did I just tell you?
Okay, I'm leaving.
He's packing! Watch out! Check along! We're close to customers.
Okay. I'll be back later to place a special order.
Now, what did I just tell you?
Okay, I'm leaving.
Hello, sir. What can I do for you?
I need to use the bathroom.
Why, certainly, sir. Let me just get the key.
Weapon! Watch out!
Obviously, you are not invited here, mister.
This place seems quiet. Where do I go for some action?
You could try the second floor. I'm sure you will find what you need there, sir. So, what is the purpose of your visit to our fair city, Mr.
Reaper, strictly business. You have many visitors at this time of year?
No. In fact, the only other white guy here right now is in the basement. After trying to open the boss's safe, he won't be able to open a can of beans when they are through with him.
Welcome, honorable guest. Every pleasure is available inside. Good choice, sir. Take your time. You will enjoy this.
Den of iniquity. It is our business doing pleasure with you. May I introduce my number one girl, Lei Ling. She will do everything you desire and more. Cash or credit card?
I'm sure. I have a bill at the bar.
Just follow Lei to her room, my friend, and do not drool on the floor. What happened? Did my white knight change his mind? I still have favorite pleasure girl Lei waiting to please you.
She looks just fine. I hope she can show me things I haven't seen yet.
Just follow Lei to her room, and she'll show you things you haven't even dreamed of. Lo Fawn, you are very rude. This is your last chance to have wonderful meeting with Lei Ling. Do not leave us standing here waiting for you to get some balls.
Sorry, I have to check out my credit rating.
Fine, young man. Now, let's start the show. Follow Lei to her room.
So, what's new and exciting around here?
I don't know. You tell me. I've been here too long.
You don't like being here?
This is Hong Kong. Like doesn't come into it.
Well, let's begin here then. Who are you?
I'm not who you think I am. Just as the mirror is not always just a reflection of what you see. I do not belong here. What about you, mister?
I'm here on business, looking for Mr. Li Hong. Actually, I'm looking for his safe.
I see. Well, help me out of here, and I might have some information for you.
Okay, it's a deal.
Follow me. I know a way across the roof, and the combination to Li Hong's safe. I found it in his trousers. Where have you been?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Follow me. Quick! There's a CIA guy in the basement.
I know.
How? Oh well. Here is the combination to the safe, Lofon.
Leave immediately.
Just the man I've been looking for.
Jeez, am I glad to see you. I'm halfway dead here.
So, how did you end up in this mess?
I tried to unlock the safe in the guards' quarters, but I don't have the combination for it. I think one of the girls on the second floor knows the combination.
Let me help you out of here.
Greetings, most venerable visitor. I have been expecting you. I believe you have something for me.
Here you are. In return, tell me how I get close to Li Han.
Ah, just as the fox has several entries to its den, so there is more than one way to gain access to the lair of the Liege. You can find him in his headquarters, where he is most secure, guarded by Sun, his trusted personal bodyguard. Go through the secret passage in the basement.
Interesting. Any other suggestions?
It is man that can make the way great, not the way that can make man great. You can choose another path to Li Han by means of deception. This small flask with white powder has great potency. A leader is always weakest when his guard is down. The man you are looking for will be eating at the restaurant.
We have a situation here. We have a situation here.
Have mercy! Serve this soup for Mr. Li Han, who'll be arriving shortly.
Will he be able to feel any pain? He should have a lot of pain. It makes people obey orders.
Do not worry, he will be perfect.
Butterflies are corrupt and smuggling drugs. Now, let's get this show running. Which way is south?
Oh, you have found golden statue. Very nice. Please bring it to our chief in the village.
Friend, stranger. Now I owe you help.
Tell me where I can find this drug lord.
You can cross the river on our little bridge. On the other side, you cross the temple yard and go look for the statue of Sveiki. Behind it, you will find a secret underground passage leading to his hideout. But beware, you will be crossing sacred grounds, so do not upset our guard. But find man with cocaine heart you must. He must expiate for his wrongdoings.
another place to hang around. Another place to hang around. Another place to hang around. To stand that close to me? Find another place. Another place to hang around. This guy is loaded.
Budapest and the Thermal Bath Hotel. What a classy looking place. And well guarded too. It's time to look sharp and concentrate. A good thing I brought my suit. I made a reservation for 2 days.
And what was the name, please?
Mr. Tobias Reaper.
We have a nice room for you, Mr. Reaper. Could you please stand here?
Okay. looks like Mr. Wolf is in room 202.
If you want me to check your mail, just hand me over your room key, okay?
I'll keep that in mind.
This is a woman's dressing room, so obviously you cannot enter with your present sex. But Chef has meat cleaver that could fix your problem.
I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot enter in those clothes. Please change in the last clothes.
What do you want?
Can I see Mr. Wolf?
Not without an appointment.
Okay, some other time then.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Clean towels for Mr. Wolf.
I think I have seen you before. Heraus! Mach schnell!
Clean towels for Mr. Wolf.
I think I have seen you before. Heraus! Mach schnell!
Go clean some rooms. I gave you the master key, you lazy sod.
Why don't you sort some mail then, macho pig?
Go clean some rooms. I gave you the master key, you lazy sod.
Why don't you sort some mail then, macho pig?
Inspector! Hey, alarm! Alarm! Hey, alarm! Alarm! Inspecting! We have a situation here! Come! Hey, alarm! Alarm! Inspecting! Inspecting! Hey! Alarm! Alarm! Come! We have a
Budapest and the Thermal Bath Hotel. What a classy looking place. And well guarded too. It's time to look sharp and concentrate. A good thing.
Gott in Himmel, it is certainly hot in here.
Yes.
Yeah, well, but I must be careful. I have a weak heart, you see.
Don't stay in here too long then. Do you know where my friend Mr. Wolf is accommodated?
Oh, he's such a nice person. He gives a very generous tip every time I bring him clean towels. You can find him in room 202.
Don't do this.
Hey, alarm! Alarm! Hey, alarm! Alarm! Back up! I need backup! Inspecting! We have a situation here. He's tracking.
Budapest and the Thermal Bath Hotel. What a classy looking place. And well guarded too. It's time to look sharp and concentrate.
Sveiki! Back up! I need backup!
If I only had 50 of them in Vietnam, it would still be French.
I think his nose is very much like mine. A handsome devil.
That would be so, Franz. His genetic is derived from the DNA of everyone here. All of our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
Rotterdam Harbor. It's not exactly a tourist resort. But then again, I'm not here for a vacation either. That girl has a lot of talent.
Yeah, man. In all the right places.
I'm kind of her manager, if you'd like an introduction.
Is she a good talker?
She's a good dancer. If you like, I could arrange a private session, maybe.
Set me up for a meeting.
Tell you what, if you wait for her in her dressing room backstage, she'll be right with you after the show.
Hi, I'm Sandy. What can I do for you?
I have this guy watching my car out front. How about treating him to a good time on my account?
Now I'm disappointed. I thought you were my date.
No.
Now where's this friend of yours?
Outside.
I'll be there in 20 seconds. Hello, handsome. How about some company?
Well, actually,
Come on, let's play a little game.
Okay, I guess I can leave the car unattended for a few minutes.
Situation here. Weapon, watch out!
I have your money here. Where are my weapons?
Your merchandise can be collected in the appointed warehouse.
The samples look promising. Let's do business again sometime.
I want my money! Give it to me!
Okay, calm down. Here it is.
deck.
Hey, alarm!
Uh-oh, he's on the deck. Uh-oh, he's on the deck.
Loses.
He's on deck.
He's in the gangways.
In Hong Kong, he will be a most unpleasant surprise to my enemies. Professor, does he know that we are his fathers?
Not yet, but I'll send him to visit you when he is finished. Then you can tell him the good news.
Coming.
Hi, I have an appointment with Dr. Kovacs. My name is Tobias Reaper.
Let me check. That's right. Come in through the door over here. Follow me. The doctor's office is up these stairs, second floor. The door to your right and then goes straight through the operating theater. This way. Dr. Kovacs' office is upstairs. I can't find... Hello, Professor. Mr. Reaper is here to see Dr. Kovacs.
Perfect. I'll make sure he's properly taken care of. Hello, this is Professor Ortmeyer. We have an emergency situation. Send every man available. We have just received a visitor in the complex, and he's going totally berserk. He's beyond our control.
Okay, Professor. Keep everybody away from him and lock all doors.
Hello and welcome to you, Mr. Reaper. How may I assist you?
That depends. Are you the only Dr. Kovacs here?
Yes, I am.
Hey, I recognize you. You were the one with the needle.
It wasn't me. I was hardly involved in the experiments. It was Professor Ortmeyer who was in charge. Yes, he's the one to blame, not me. Coming.
Hi.
This way. Dr. Kovacs's office is upstairs. Coming.
Hi.
This way. Dr. Kovacs's office is upstairs.
Please, don't hurt me anymore. Please.
It's me. Wake up.
I don't believe it. It must be one of their mind tricks.
No, I'm very real. Tell me, What in the world is going on here? I was commissioned for a simple task of taking out a target here at this institution, and suddenly I'm surrounded by SWAT teams and nutcases.
They drugged me. Please, try and find the antidote. Try to remember. You've been here before. The professor conducted experiments long ago. DNA, cloning. Please find the antidote. It's in the cage. Look for it. It's very small.
Here, I found the antidote.
Thanks. Oh, yeah, that's better.
Get out of my way. Move it, buddy.
To the basement is in the bottom of the elevator shaft. I'll take the elevator up. Then you should be able to enter. You'll find all the answers there. I owe you one.
there's still a bit of grinding to do before you're finished. You little ingrate. I should have known you would rebel against your old man. Not at all like number 48. Now there's a loyal and trusting clone. Man was made at the end of the week's work. I greatly improved on all the built-in flaws. I improved to the whole world who's right and decide who will be left. A little play on words there, my boy. I would like it so much.
Backup!
Now this calls for a celebration. Here's Daddy! Welcome home! I gave you the best start in life. Perfect genes. You are a perfect diamond. But it would seem that there's still a bit of grinding to do before you're finished. You little ingrate. I should have known you would rebel against your old man. Now there's a loyal and trusting clone. Man was made at the end of the week's work when God was tired. I improved on all the built-in flaws. I improved to the whole world who's right and decide who will be left. A little play on words there, my boy. Like that sort of son, I hope you know. To make you every manipulated gene. Oh, you were so perfect. You are the apotheosis of man when I created you. Standing on the shoulders of midgets, but I ironed out all the wrinkles and still you turn on me. I discovered the return of the prodigal son. Now this calls start in life. Perfect genes. You are a perfect diamond. But it would seem that there's still a bit of grinding to do before we finish. You're a little idiot. I should have known you would repent, old man. Now then, last clone. Man was made at the end of a week's work when God was tired. I greatly improved on the 15 floors. I proved to the whole world who's right and decide who. They weren't there, my boy. I don't like that sort of thing. Son, I hope you know that this will tell you effort to make you very manipulated gene. Oh, you were so pampered. You are the apotheosis of man. When I created you, I was standing on the shoulders of midgets, but I ironed out all the wrinkles, and still you turned on me. The true power of 47 chromosomes. Do you think that was easy? As always, I was ahead of my time. They should. They took me with their big lies and said I was crazy. You, my friend, are the living proof I am not. Dying is the last thing I plan to do. You wouldn't believe what my experiments with recombinant DNA have made possible. It's such a comfort to see you working so perfectly. I knew I was on the right track. And insubordination. And we can't have that, can we?
You have proved to be my favorite son. I am so proud of you. You... Oh, I should have known. I didn't even recognize my own son. You broke my heart, my son. What good is a bullet-proof vest when death strikes from within?
Hey, nigga, talking all that shit. No, we not. We going to kill it. Go in the kitchen. Nigga, no, we going to kill it. Shoot an extension. Nigga, no, get it. Nigga, you talking that shit, you know we going to killing that shit. Nigga, they talking that shit, you know we ain't not shooting that shit. Standing this shit. No, I ain't getting the flip. Nigga, now own that shit. Nigga, I get that shit. Flip that shit. Show that shit. Move that shit. Work your shit. Nigga, bricks. Take your shit. Hit this shit. Know what it is. I relate that shit. Nigga, they're talking that shit in that week. Turn on the shit. Turn on the bitch. Don't even know. I mean, I'll get it. I'll flip that shit. Nigga, I saw the lick. I was on the motherfucking stick. I was just hitting the shit. And I'll take your bitch. And then I pour in the whip. Nigga, I'm rocking this shit. Nigga, they're getting this shit. Nigga, they're taking your bitch. Nigga, I'm fucking this shit. Cause I can do all this shit. Nigga, you starting this shit. Taking your motherfucking bitch. Nigga, I'm rolling around. And then that money shit. Nigga, I'm flipping the shit. Flipping the pants. Throwing the red. Nigga, they're taking that bitch. Nigga, I'm fat. Nigga, they're taking the bitch. Oh, you know it is. Nigga, I'm over the shit. I swear that shit. Nigga, I swear this shit. Nigga, they talking that shit and I'm weak. Nigga, I'm going and killing this shit. Taking your motherfucking bitch. Already know what it is. And she serving the shit. And I'm whipping the shit. And in the water in the whip. You already know what it is. Nigga, you talking that shit and I'm weak. Going and killing that shit. Nigga, they talking that shit and I'm weak. And then I'm shooting this shit. Standing this shit. No, I ain't getting the flip. Nigga, now own that shit. Nigga, I get that shit. Flip that shit. Show that shit. Move that shit. Work your shit. Nigga, bricks. Take your shit. Hit this shit. Know what it is. I relate that shit. Nigga, they're talking that shit in that way. Turn on the shit. Turn on the bitch. Don't even know. And then I'll get it. I'll flip that shit. Nigga, I saw the lick. I was on the motherfucking shit. I was just hitting the shit. And I'll take your bitch. And then I pour in the whip. Nigga, I'm rocking this shit. Nigga, they're getting this shit. Nigga, I'm taking your bitch. Nigga, I'm busting this shit. Cause I can do all this shit. Nigga, you starting your shit. Taking your motherfucking bitch. Nigga, I'm rolling around. And then I'm mousing your shit. Nigga, I'm flipping the shit. Flipping the fast. Showing the rest. Nigga, they're taking that bitch. Nigga, I'm fat. Nigga, they're taking the bitch. Already know what it is. Nigga, I'm up in the shit. And I swear that shit. Nigga, I swear this shit. Nigga, they talking that shit and I'm weak. Nigga, I'm going and killing that shit. I'm taking your motherfucking bitch.
Well, guys, I guess it's time to end the stream. After all, this stream was meant to showcase me playing Hitman Codename 47 with no commentary. Pure experience. Just gameplay. That is the music that has replaced Mozart. The degeneracy is real. Pack it in. But for fuck's sake, who thought that was a fucking good idea? I mean, who fucking thought this was a good idea? I'm not even English, man. I come from a little country called Lithuania, so it's quite close to Denmark, and Denmark created this game. Basically, this is a Danish game. IO Interactive is a Danish developer. Danish or Danish? I don't know how to spell it, but they're from Denmark. I wouldn't be surprised if this video was directed by BuzzFeed. But like, what the fuck, man? Who in their right mind thought that that fucking music video was a good idea? It's so fucking... It's like fucking third world country video. Like, the budget is like, I don't know, 50 cents or something like that. No pun intended. Oh my god. It's like Denzel Washington Jr. on crack. Like, what the fuck? Just fucking aiming his gun at the fucking camera with his eyes like this. Like, his fucking eyes, they give you nightmares. This fucking song. Oh, and let's not forget the lyrics. Go and give it a shit. Give it a bitch. Give it a shit. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? He's breathing. Breathing is part of the song. Like, what the fuck? Breathing. What the fuck, man? Okay, this is a new form of rap. Let's start breathing into our microphones. Oh my god. Say OG. OG Loke. Anyways, if you want to listen to proper good rap, go back to old school and listen to some Tupac and Eazy-E and all the old school legends. Please don't listen to this. This is you'll probably get something really nasty if you keep listening to this music. Please don't. I'm sure you would probably eventually develop like a high level cancer, brain cancer to be exact, if such a thing exists. Even if it doesn't, brain cancer, like even if that doesn't exist, it would just like invent itself from just because of the music you're listening. It will just develop in your brain regardless. Even though it's like a non-existent thing, it would still develop. So please don't do that. I just played the song for you, but I hope it won't have any impact on you. Negative impact. Eminem Mockingbird. Well, yeah, well, old Eminem, oh my god, his fucking name. Eminem songs are pretty good, but like the from 2005 to onwards, his music just isn't as good. I think it kind of downgraded. Do you have a doctor's degree? No, I don't have to have a doctor's degree to be able to predict the future. The results that listening to this type of music will eventually lead to. So, yeah, I don't have to be a doctor. Anyone with common sense and like knowledge in music will tell you the same thing. I mean, just listening to this music, it's like, I don't know, it's like I can feel that this is like degenerating your brain, like it's like dissolving your brain, melting it, like your brain is basically melting. Your brain cells are being deleted, like oh my god. I mean, and how does the fucking rapper himself, like, I can't even envision what IQ he has. I think it's a negative IQ. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a negative IQ, because how can he possibly listen to his own music and listen to himself and say, yeah, this is good shit? Well, you have to be fucking retarded. You have to be completely retarded. Yeah, that's Heather's ass. Heather's one of my waifus. Like, she's a proper waifu. Protagonist. She's a really strong girl. I just love her. Silent Hill 3 is just an amazing game. You should all play it, even if you don't like horror games. Science is approximately 80. Minus 80. I don't know how people like those fake raps, really. Yeah, me neither. I mean, this is called mumble rap, apparently. The song that we just listened to. The song. I can't even fucking call it a song. I mean, it's so fucking trash. Everyone has their own opinion on what they like. So Heather is only one of my waifus. I have 2 waifus. And I know that's against the rules. You're only supposed to have 1. But I'm not like, I don't care. I'm not a weeaboo. Like, I'm not a weeb. I don't care. I mean, I'm just saying waifu. I'm using that term just to, like, emphasize how much I like her. So, and the other character, female character that I really like is Lady from Devil May Cry 3. Specifically 3. That was when she was 17 years old, like Heather, still in her teenage years, and she's a really strong character and she has insanely good character development throughout that game, Devil May Cry 3. And same goes for Heather in Silent Hill 3. They're like proper good video game heroines, instead of like just, you know, big-titted babes with guns and shit. So, well, what I'm trying to say is that they're realistic, even though like Devil May Cry isn't even a realistic series. It's a hack and slash series with fantasy elements. But no, I'm not talking about anime. I'm talking about video games. But waifu is basically like a weeb, not a weeb. It's like a Japanese. It's like a term used to describe. It's like a wife, basically. It's like a wife, but in Japanese, like a waifu. So, and a waifu is basically a character that you're in love with. That is not a real person, and yeah, and basically you cannot have any other character that's above like her. Like, it's basically you treat her as your only girl, which is funny, because I don't do that. I'm just using that term for laughs and giggles. That kind of music has rule of ass to sound like what? But only anime people use the term waifu. Not really. Well, I'm not an anime man. I mean, I enjoy good anime, but it has to appeal to me. I don't watch anime just because, you know, an anime has to be good enough for me to watch it. I don't watch every single anime. So, and I've actually only watched like a couple anime in my life, so that's not even that much. Like only like 3 maybe or 4 animes in my life so far. I just don't have the time to watch all of them. I have no idea what is a rule of ass. I think his English isn't very good. Why stream in English? Just because I can. Because I wanted to. I wanted to do a no comment. This was a no commentary stream. I didn't speak throughout this entire stream up until now. Now that I've finished the game, I am speaking with you. Do you like Dragon Ball? Yeah. I've said so many times now. Dragon Ball is, I think it's my first anime that I ever saw. No, it's not the first, but it's one of the first animes because it aired on television. So I think I started watching it in like 2003 or 2002 when it's first started airing on TV. And yeah, it's definitely an amazing anime. You should watch it. Just go and watch it. But you will probably not understand like how influential it was. It still is influential, but it was even more groundbreaking back then. I mean, it came out like in the 90s, 80s, so, and it was like a really revolutionary anime in terms of like scale and epicness. But there are better animes, of course. My favorite anime is Samurai Champloo, by far. Nothing will ever beat that anime. I've seen Cowboy Bebop. It's from the same creators, and I didn't like it nearly as much as Samurai Champloo. And like, I've only seen Samurai Champloo once, and I intend to watch it again, but only after a long pause, because I don't want to ruin it. Like, I mean, not ruin it, I've already seen it, so I know all the stuff, but I want to forget about it as much as I can before I start watching it again. It's just such a fucking good anime that I will definitely I'll torture myself by not watching it and just waiting until I forget enough about it and feel like the time is right, and I will watch it again. Cause yeah, I'm really confused in life right now. Why? Did you watch the new? I've watched like 50 episodes of it and I stopped. I don't know why, honestly. Probably because I didn't have time, really, like now, and it wasn't as interesting, I think. If it was like really interesting enough, then I probably would have continued watching it. Codename 47, probably my favorite. Definitely one of my favorites. I mean, like all the first 4 Hitman games are my favorites. It's hard to pick like one that's the best game. Absolution is the worst by far for me, and the new one it's not as bad, not nearly as bad, but it's not as good as the first 4, definitely, just because of the atmosphere without Jesper Kyd, who composed the music for the first 4 games, is non-existent. Like, it feels like the new Hitman feels like just like a realistic killing simulator. It doesn't have any atmosphere, like a unique atmosphere that the previous games had, which is due to a large part to Jesper Kyd, because he composed the music, and just like the music is so atmospheric, and all the levels in the first 4 games had like a creative, unique touch to them. Like, you could feel that you're playing Hitman. All the first 4 games felt like they had something unique about them. The new Hitman, it has the same formula, but it's just it's more like James Bond. Like, it feels more like James Bond. Like, even the music sounds more like James Bond. Like, more like James Bond than Hitman. Hitman was like always like about epic. Like, it's an epic game. Like, I mean, it's like the music, just the music itself, like, it speaks volumes on its own. And like the Codename 47 has by far the creepiest, the most creepy, like the largest amount of creepy atmospheric music besides Contracts. And I really like, because those sounds are like really, like, Jesper Kyd is a genius it's really hard to tell just by listening to Codename 47's music, because he like uses those really weird, interesting sounds like that are not even very musical, like, and manages to like fit them in and make like atmospheric music. 2016, yeah, Hitman, it's a good game, but it's not like, it's a good Hitman game, but it's not, it doesn't have the same atmosphere as the first 4 games, sadly. It just feels like a realistic killing simulator. That's it, with, of course, with a bald killer. And I'm glad at least that the new game has David Bateson, the old voice actor who did 47's voice for 18 years now. I mean, it's been 18 years since the first Hitman, and he's still doing the voice acting. That's great. But the fact that there's no Jesper Kid for 2 games now, it's not very good. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. It's less melodic. Like the new I noticed that like music in new video games is less melodic than it used to be. Like there's no melodies pretty much. There's like it's almost entirely atmospheric. It's meant to be dynamic with the gameplay. Like you're playing the game and you're not even really paying attention to the music, because it's like, it's made that way to, like, you know, to be in the background, and it's not even a tune that you can listen. Like, I mean, that's what I love about the first 4 game soundtracks, is that you can just listen to them whenever you want, and it's amazing. Whereas there's no memorable music from the new games at all, from Absolution and the other new ones. It's quite sad, really. I mean, Jesper Kid has always been an amazing composer. And not just that, I'm talking about the level design as well. The level design is simply, it's realism. It's just realism. It's like realistic levels. That's it. There's no creative touch to them. Like, no Hitman touch. No unique feel. It's just like you're walking in real life, basically, through like a art gallery or whatever, and there's like nothing special about them. It's just like just what you would expect. So that's a bit, I don't know, because the first 4 games always had something, I don't know. Like, I've just played Codename 47, and like the levels they are like something that you would never see in real life, almost. Like they've got like the Hong Kong levels, obviously they're Chinese styled, but the layout of the levels and like all the sounds and the music and atmosphere, it's just, and the camera work, I like it. It's like, it's unique. It's hard really to describe it, but it's like, I don't know, the level design is just different. Like, it's more there's a lot of areas, and like every area has like its own feeling. I like how even the music changes depending on the areas you're in. Like, if you go to the basement in the Hong Kong levels, the music gets like creepy-ish, like those really creepy sounds, and it's like basically like torture music. And because that's what they do in the basement, they torture the agent that you're supposed to find. And not only that, but it's like the atmosphere really gets to you really hard. In the new games, it doesn't, there's no such thing. There's like, you're just walking around and you expect what's gonna happen. If you do something, the music changes because you did something. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just that the music is very generic. That's the point. It's not memorable. I'm not going to lie, I never played Hitman games for the story. Well, Hitman games never were story rich to begin with, not particularly. The second one is probably the story richest game, if you could say that way, but even that game isn't that like focused on the story. But it's got a good story though, even though it's not focused on the story. I mean, in the first game you can even find like optional letters, like from Li Hong's body or the bodies of the targets that you kill. You can find optional letters which give you more background, more story, and that's great. I like that, because it's not shoved into your face. And I like that the first game is trying to be as minimalistic with the story, like in regards to shoving it into your face. Like there's very little cutscenes, but all the cutscenes have an importance to them, like they're really important, all the cutscenes. So I like how old games would just go straight to the point, whether it's because of budget constraints or whatever, but they would just go straight to the point, and the developers had to really think how to use this budget efficiently back in the day to create like something groundbreaking. Whereas nowadays we've got all this technology, like advanced graphics and stuff, that developers don't really have to think that much anymore. You've got powerful engines that are perfectly capable of rendering the game with no problems in very realistic detail, like high detail. Back in the day, everything was much more different. Like game development, like Hitman Codename 47, as David Bateson himself said, was developed basically in a garage. Like the first game, it was so underground that they had to come up with all kinds of ideas to make the game what it became. I don't think it's nostalgia. Most of the games today changed so much from the old ones. No, it's not nostalgia. You're right. That's the thing. It's not nostalgia glasses. Why? Because I grew up with these games. I started playing games in 1999, and it's not just me. It's not just nostalgia glasses. Because I grew up with those games, and it's not because of nostalgia. It's because I can see now that I've grown up, and while I was growing up, how games were evolving. And I'm 22 years old right now. I'm almost 23, and I'm gonna be 23 years old next month. So I can tell just by analyzing and replaying these old games so many times, and having played them so many times, and having played the new games now, I can compare easily like the old school to the new games. And I don't think I'm being like, I don't think it's just my nostalgia glasses. Moreover, especially when other people agree with me what I'm saying, like most people agree with me who have played old games, they agree as well. Because I mean, it's just obvious. It's just obvious. Wake up, my friend. The day is the new day. No, he says, it's the dawn of a new day. I mean, I remember all the dialogues, most of the dialogues in Codename 47, but only most, because most of them are really complex. Like the Ortmeyer dialogues are very complex because he goes like philosophical about life, about cloning, and etc. The more recent Hitman games hold your hand and direct you where to go. Yes, exactly. That's another thing, is that old games, like the first 4 Hitman games, there was no hand-holding in them. There was basically no hand-holding. You're given a level, and that's it. You're given a basic, very basic objective summary and the map, and that's it. You go and do what you want and figure this out. Figure these levels out. They're big levels, and you play the game and try to figure out the way to accomplish your mission without dying. And back in 2000, when I first played this game, I was like 4 years old. I played this game, and I could barely play it, of course, back then, but I would watch my brother and my dad even play it sometimes, and yeah, it was way too complex for me until I was like 8 or 9. Then I really started to get into it, and then I finished it, I think, when I was 13 or 14, because I couldn't find the bomb in the Plutonium Runs Loose mission. Finding the bomb, I could beat the mission, but I couldn't find the fucking bomb. I would just panic, run around the ship, and I couldn't find the fucking bomb. Like, I don't know how many times I tried to play that mission, like maybe 20 times at least. I couldn't find the bomb, but then when I like turned 13 or 14, I remember when I found the bomb, and I was like, oh my god, because I had no internet, so I couldn't look it up, and I was trying to beat the level on my own without like looking anything up. So I found the bomb all by myself, but it took me so fucking many tries, and it was like a triumph that moment. I remember I was so fucking I was so happy that I could finally finish the game after so many tries. It's a fucking difficult game. Like Codename 47 is, many people say, it's the most difficult Hitman game from the series, and I agree, by far. I mean, just look at the amount of guards I killed in the game. If I hadn't beaten this game like 20 times, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So I think, I mean, I don't know how many times I've beaten this game, but I mean, it has to be at least 15 times. At least. That's a bare minimum. So, yeah. And I went... It was completely intentional of me to, like, try and kill all the guards in the Plutonium Runs Loose level, because I killed not absolutely 100% all the guards, I don't think, but I killed, like, at least 90% of the guards in the entire level, and that is I think, Plutonium Runs Loose is the hardest level if you want to kill everyone, because it's a long level, like it's a huge level and long. The pre-final level, the setup is not as hard because you can get into the action really quick. Like, you just start the mission, go into the asylum, and that's it, you're right into the action. Whereas in the Plutonium Runs Loose mission, there's a whole lot of running, and you really don't want to mess it up. It's like a huge area. So it's definitely harder. So this was basically what I was trying to do with this run, with this stream, was to try and set challenges for myself. For some missions, I didn't do that. I used strategies that I already knew. But for some levels, like other levels, I tried to do something that I never tried. Like, I raised the bar, especially for the Plutonium Runs Loose mission. Because, I mean, I played the first harbor mission very traditionally. Like, in the same way that I would play it every time. But, like, the Plutonium Runs Loose mission, I killed almost every guard in that level, and that I've never killed so many guards in that level ever before. Do you like esports? No, not really. I don't watch esports. I like Quake. I like Quake 3. And Unreal Tournament. I think these are the best esports games. But I don't like League of Legends and other esports games, like, of nowadays, esports games. because back in the day, everyone used to play Quake and Unreal. Now it's all different. It's like, it's not even shooters anymore. It's just like League of Legends and CSGO, which is a shooter, but it's a tactical shooter. I don't like that. I like fast-paced shooters. I like games that require a lot of reaction, like really fast reaction and accuracy and speed. I like just going crazy and killing everyone. But I like League of Legends and CS:GO are like, they're tactical games. You have to, they're more strategized games. You have to think more instead of relying on your reaction and accuracy and speed. And in Quake and Unreal, you would have, like, knowing the levels inside out is essential. Not even StarCraft. I didn't know StarCraft was an esports game. It's a strategy game, as far as I know. Like StarCraft, unless StarCraft 2 is much more different from StarCraft 1, because I know StarCraft 1 and it's not an esports game. It's like a strategy game. I don't know. I've never played StarCraft. I know that it's like a classic legendary game. Like the first one. Oh no, I'm confusing. I meant Homeworld. Right. StarCraft. Wait a second. Let's check it out. StarCraft is, yeah, it's a strategy game as well. I don't know. I'm confusing Homeworld with StarCraft, but StarCraft is a strategy game. And it's an old game, but there's like StarCraft 2, StarCraft Remastered, there's expansions for StarCraft 2. Yeah. I'm not really waiting for Scarface remake. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't really care about remakes anymore. Unless I see that they're gonna be good. Which I don't think is going to be the case with Scarface. I don't think Scarface needs a remake, because Scarface already is a remake. I mean, if we're talking about the Al Pacino 1983 Scarface, that is a remake of an older Scarface, which came out in 1930 or 50 something. I don't remember. Or maybe even older than that, but it's Scarface, the 83 movie with Al Pacino, is a remake. So the new remake is gonna be a remake of a remake. If they're gonna remake the 83 movie with Al Pacino, if they're remaking that, and it's gonna be a remake of a remake. Have you played any of the Hitman? Yeah, I've played the new one. I've beaten like 4 missions, and I must say I quite liked it. It's quite a good game, but still not nearly as good as the first 4 games. It's not a game that, you know, has that much replay value as the first 4 games. I don't know. The atmosphere is just, it's gone. But not like the perfect ones like the Cody or CJ. Oh, you're a speedrunner as well. I don't really like speedruns, and let me tell you why. I don't like speedrunning myself. I like speedruns. I like watching other people speedrun games, but I don't like speedrunning myself. Why? Because I don't like running through a game. That's what it is. Speedrun is a run through the game as quick as you can. I don't like that. Because when I play a game, I like exploring, listening to the soundtrack, trying new ways to beat a mission, and just feel the game instead of just like rushing through it. That's why I don't like speedrunning games. Because I get really invested into a game. When I play a game, I try to like invest myself into the game as much as I can, and like immerse myself, not invest, like immerse myself, because I get really immersed into games that I really like, and I can't speedrun a game when I'm immersed. It's impossible, because you have to constantly think when you're speedrunning. You have to run, you have to think what to do next, and replay the game like hundreds of times to remember each detail and to be able to do everything just without thinking as much, like just doing everything from sheer skill. So that's why I don't really like speedrunning. What do you think about Splinter Cell Double Agent? You think it had a good potential to be a good game if they didn't rush it with all the broken glitches? I've never played Double Agent. I've played Splinter Cell 1, Pandora Tomorrow, Chaos Theory. I've never played Double Agent, so I should probably get to playing Double Agent and Chaos Theory, because I haven't played Splinter Cell games enough. I've only like beaten the first two. I've beaten the first Splinter Cell at least like maybe 4 times, but not more. Pandora Tomorrow, I think I've beaten 2 times. Chaos Theory, I think once? Not even once, maybe. I don't remember. I'm not sure if I beat it even. So, yeah. Speedrunners spend like thousands of hours training to speedrun. Yeah. But if you play slowly, you play hundreds of times, I doubt it will last thousands of hours. What do you mean? You play hundreds of times, I doubt it will last thousands of hours. What do you mean? Because when you're speedrunning a game, you're using the speedrun strategy. You're using strategies to beat the game as fast as you can. You're not even like playing the game, you're just like you're playing the game, yes. But you are not like immersed. Like you're just relying on a strategy to beat the game as fast as you can. That's the whole purpose of speedrun. Whereas when I play a game, I don't like rushing. I mean, I try to come up with new ways of presenting the game to people that watch me if I am doing a video or a stream. I try to make it unique, look unique, because of the camera. I try to like pay attention to details that the game wants you to pay attention to, and not only. So, and yeah, and I don't know, speedrunning, like, I don't know, it's not for me. I could speedrun. I obviously could speedrun a game. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but it's not, I don't like it. If you play the game enough, you will eventually be able to do quick headshots easily, which should be fun to watch. Yeah, but you see, I've already done that with Codename 47, and and this wasn't a speedrun. This was a normal playthrough of the game. It wasn't a speedrun. I was even watching the cutscenes and paying attention to like all sorts of shit that you would never be able to showcase if you were speedrunning the game. And I was doing headshots. I was not only doing headshots, but I was in the plutonium runs loose level, and which is the hardest probably level of the game. I think I did a really good job at killing everyone. And if you are to kill everyone in that level, you have to be really skilled. So, yeah. I think I accomplished what I wanted to. Because I could have easily done that mission without killing 10% of the guards, or maybe 20%. Because you can just walk past the guard posts, but you have to wait for a guard to come, and it's like it takes more time. So I'm not a big fan of waiting so I just killed everyone. Mostly we completed Hitman games 100 times. Yeah, but I'm not a Hitman only player. I play all kinds of games. I'm not a Hitman exclusive guy. Hitman is one of my favorite series, but yeah, I'm not like a Hitman solely Hitman player, because there's so many games that I like that playing one game 100 times in a row is impossible for me. It's not just impossible, but it's it gets tedious playing a game 100 times in a row, even like 10 times in a row, just one game. No, I don't like that. I like playing old games, but I play each game at least, not at least, but like I try to make gaps in between each playthrough. So if I'm in the mood to play a game, I will play it. So, and that's what happened today. I was in a mood to play Hitman Codename 47, and that's what I did. I did a stream of Codename 47 because I was in a mood. I don't know. It's just that. I haven't played it for like 2 or 3 months. No, actually longer than that, I think. So that's another reason why I played this. But see, that's like several months, not like every day, which is, I think, you know, a bit crazy. Because I don't know how other people can do it, to like just play one game like every day, like I don't know, like 10 times in a row. That's impossible for me. I mean, Devil May Cry 3 is my favorite game of all time, and I could play that game every day once, but not more than that. Like with long sessions, like maybe 5 hours. That's not even a long session, but 5 hours. So just to practice, and because it's a game that has so much gameplay depth and so many mechanics that you have to practice so many hours to be perfect at that game. It's like almost impossible to be perfect, because it's just like the depth of the gameplay. It's so deep. Like the gameplay is so deep. Like the mechanics are so deep that it's almost impossible to be 100% at that game. What are the most overrated games? My pick is Call of Duty. It's a good pick, but yeah, I think not Call. You know, I think I'm a bit tired right now. I'm a bit tired of thinking. It's quite late. But yeah, Call of Duty is definitely one of those games that people, I have no idea why people love. Like, I understand that the audience who plays those games are like teenagers and kids that really like them. But like, and even like older people, but they have probably never played like a good shooter, or I don't know. Like Call of Duty is, you know, it's a military shooter. I don't really like military shooters unless they're done good. Like Return to Castle Wolfenstein is one of the best military shooters, even though it's not really a military shooter. It's you're playing you're shooting Nazis mainly, but there's other enemy types as well, and it's like a proper first-person shooter game. And it's not only Nazis that you're killing, like there's zombies and monsters later on in the game, so I like that. I like a unique twist on games. Like, I don't like a completely realistic game that has like, that's just like reality, like military shooters. It's just like real life, like what happened back then, with absolutely nothing unique about it. So if like Call of Duty wasn't called Call of Duty, it was like called something else, it wouldn't make a difference. Because it's just a title of the game. I mean, it's a military shooter. It's like a World War II shooter. And it doesn't matter what title you pick for the game. So, but see, Devil May Cry is called Devil May Cry because it's related to the story of the game and the game itself. And there's a character in that game that says a phrase, Devil May Cry. Whereas Call of Duty could be called anything else, and it doesn't matter. Because it's just a military shooter, and it doesn't have anything unique about it. It's just a military shooter. Completely realistic World War shooter. That's it. It's nothing sci-fi, nothing fantasy, like absolutely nothing unique or creative. So yeah, I think those games that are like based on real life, like complete realism, are probably the easiest to make because you don't have to think anything. You just base it off what happened. So you don't have to think anything. You don't have to invent anything. Medal of Honor is a military shooter, but I like it because it's a good military shooter and because it's got a unique atmosphere because of the soundtrack and the level design. I like the levels. I like the levels because it's like very varied, and the levels are, yeah, they're like very varied and interesting and fun. They're made in a fun way, whereas Call of Duty levels are not nearly as fun for me because they're, like I said, they're much more realistic. And I don't feel like it doesn't have the atmosphere. Like it's, I don't know, it lacks something. It's not as fun. The level design is not as fun. The weapons are not as fun to shoot. I don't know. Medal of Honor I like more. And also Medal of Honor came first before Call of Duty. Do you hate Assassin's Creed since it's based on real history? Assassin's Creed is not based on real history. It's based, but not entirely. That's the first thing. It's got, you're playing a character who's basically time traveling. So that's sci-fi, dude. That's not real. And there's elements in that game that are not real. They are not based on real history at all. Many elements. So Assassin's Creed is not a historic game. Unless, I don't know which Assassin's Creed you're talking about, but it doesn't matter. Because all of them are not completely historical. Let alone the first games, which are not even, like, they're set in certain eras and environments, like Italy and shit, but it's not real facts. Like, it's not real history. It's a unique twist, which I like. Hi, how are you? I'm good, but I'm gonna finish my stream now because I've been talking for like an hour with my viewers. I don't know. I've lost the track of time. So, anyways, yeah, Assassin's Creed is not even a real history game. It's not even based on real history. I don't know where you got that fact from, but you are wrong. It's not a fact. I honestly have no idea where you got that from. I mean, have you even played Assassin's Creed games? Because it's not real history. It's only partially based on real history. Only partially. So, yeah. Did you play Half-Life spin-off Portal? That's not a spin-off. It's not a Half-Life spin-off. It's a completely different series. Real characters, yeah, but that's only an element, dude. It's just a character. it's not even... It's a video game, that's the first thing. Secondly, it's not... The events that happen in those games are not real. They're not based on real history. They've got, like, unique touches to them. And yeah, real characters, yeah, but that's just an element. That doesn't make the game 100% historical. Just because it has a character like Da Vinci or other characters. That's not enough to make a game based on real history to count. Because other games have real characters, and like, for example, Tony Hawk Underground 2 has real historical characters who are riding on skateboards. Like Underground 2 has, like, Benjamin Franklin. You can play as Benjamin Franklin, and you can ride on a skateboard with Benjamin Franklin, which is not based on real life as far as I'm concerned, real history. So that's your argument. I mean, yeah. There it goes, into the trash bin. I send you in Messenger my PC case, check how it's look. Okay, I'll see what it looks like. But I'm gonna end the stream soon, so... a character from real history is not enough to make a game historical or historically accurate. Have you played Prospect and Hunt Down the Freeman? What are your thoughts? No, I've never played Prospect, but I will never play Hunt Down the Freeman. So I know Hunt Down the Freeman. I don't know what Prospect is. It's probably a mod for Half-Life 2. But Hunt Down the Freeman, I would like to erase that game from my memory. Sadly, that's not possible. I would really love to erase that game from my mind, but it's not possible. Anyways, where's that? Where did you send that? Oh yeah, wait a sec. I'm going to Facebook right now to check the message that you sent me, Game Fame. Just a second, please have patience. Try it, maybe it's good. Well, I like to Google and read about something that I'm going to play first, or at least like watch a video to decide. So I might as well check it out, like the Prospect mod. But if it won't like interest me enough, I will not play it. That's how it goes nowadays. There's so much shit nowadays, like bad games, that you have to. I mean, what I do is I watch a review or read about it or something else to make sure that the game that I'll be playing is worth my attention, if I'll be playing it. So yeah, I see your PC's looking nice, looking real nice. It's not as big as my case, but it looks quite good. I like how it looks. So you've bought, what did you buy? You've bought I see you've bought a power supply. Okay, wait a sec. How do I turn this screenshot off? Oh my god, Facebook. Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, it looks nice. The case looks nice. I like it. It's good. I like the engravings on the case, on the front of the case. Looks nice. And the little logo as well, but that's like a trademark logo. That's a company name on your case. I don't like that. I don't like when like like a PC parts have like a case, a PC case has like a logo on it or a company name. My PC case doesn't have a company name on it at all. It's a custom case. Like, I mean, it's a custom case. So that's what I like. But otherwise, it looks good. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's good. It looks good. I like the look of it. I like red. The red is one of my favorite colors, so that's cool. My case is almost completely black, but it's got like glass from both sides, and it's got LED lights, which I like. And it's like the shape of my case. I like the shape. I like the yeah, I like the shape of my case. It suits my taste. Have you heard about Borealis project? Yes. It's of course it's gonna be better than Hunt Down the Freeman, for like 100 times better, if not more, because there's like videos and streams about the Borealis project. I've even watched some of the streams they've made, so it's the talent there is in that team is on a whole other level. It's not even you can't even compare Hunt Down the Freeman to the Borealis team. It's completely like a completely different level. My mom is dead. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, Hunt Down the Freeman is just like it's so disastrous. Like whoever fucking made that game is like, I don't know what they were thinking, but they're an extremely incompetent team. And they've probably like I don't think they've ever played a proper game, or they just completely didn't know how game development works at all, because what they released is like a complete piece of shit. You can't even dare to call it Half-Life, because it's so fucking bad. You can't even call it Half-Life. You can't even call it a mod. It's not even a fucking mod. It's fucking garbage. What do you think about stereotypical people against gaming? You know, I think that's too many questions for today. So I think I'm gonna stop it here. Thanks. Probably when I am finished my build, my PC, we can play together Dead by Daylight. Of course. And I would gladly play other games with you as well that I like, not just Dead by Daylight, because Dead by Daylight is a good game, but it's like it gets a bit monotonous. Just playing one game over and over, it's not fun. There has to be variety. My tastes in video games dictate that I have to spice it up. I can't play one game over and over. And there's so many games that playing one game or just several games is foolish, in my opinion. Alright, see ya then. I see ya. Okay. Thanks for the questions, man. That's so many questions. Took me a long time to answer them. Anyways, yeah, I think this is it for my stream. So thanks to everyone who watched me or didn't even see how I played Hitman Codename 47. It was really fun. Yeah, and talking in English is really fucking tiring. I can't emphasize enough how tiring it is. It's very tiring. I couldn't do English live streams every day, like daily. It's impossible. Because like English is such a fucking mouthful language. Like just trying to say a sentence sometimes gets so hard. Just to formulate a sentence, I don't know. I'd have to speak English every day to be able to express myself 100% fluently. Because there are certain sentences that I could have said better. I know how to say them in my own language, but in English you have to go in circles in your mind to try and find the one way, the specific way of saying a sentence in the exact same way that you want to say the sentence, to find the exact words that you want to say. Yeah, oh my god. Anyways, thank you all for watching the stream, and I hope I'll probably see you tomorrow, because I started streaming very late today. I woke up really late because I was tired at maybe 7 p.m. So, and then I like spent an hour or two like just getting a shower, like eating, watching some videos, taking care of some business, and then I started playing this game at like 9 p.m. like actually 9:30 p.m. So, and I beat this game in 3 hours on hard mode. It's a short game if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing and you're playing for the first time, you're gonna spend at least 10 hours to beat this game. So anyways, yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. If I'll be doing a stream, I'm not entirely sure. I probably will, because I'm on holidays now. So yeah, it would be foolish of me not to do a stream. See ya.